face on the counter, didn't ask me why. I watched the silence paint a shadow on the wall. Felt her slipping away, but said nothing at all. She moved like she had time to burn, but every step was a final turn. My throat was tight, hard on the floor. Still I couldn't stop her anymore. After she closed the door, I heard more truth than words ever swore. The echoing harder than any fight. She was gone before I saw the light. After she closed the door, I knew she wasn't mine anymore. She took the long way out, but I still stood there full of doubt. I could have called her name, but I just let it rain. Our love had cracks like vinyl, played too long, skipping beats in every song. We sat at dinner, eyes on our plates, each silence louder than the one it replaced. She lingered by the frame, hoping I'd speak, but I just smiled, too proud to weep. Regret came dressed in her perfume, floating lonely in the room. After she closed the door, I felt the wind where she stood before. No slam, just soft and sure, like she'd rehearsed it, pure and pure. After she closed the door, my silence echoed evermore. She took the long way out, left me inside my own drought. Could have said don't go, but I just watched it snow. Love don't die in sudden flames, it fades in coffee cups and names. Unspoken things we should have screamed. I stayed quiet while she dreamed of a love that make her feel something more than barely real. She took the long way out, but I never learned to shout. I let her disappear. Now I'm the ghost still here. She stood at the doorway, lingered too long. Keys in her hand, but the silence felt wrong. Lipstick not smudged, her hair laid so right, but the way she looked down said goodbye through the night. I watched her move like she had no plan. One step then another, like shifting sand. Every inch away was a silent reveal. She was walking out slowly, backwards in her heels. I didn't stop her, didn't cry out, kept my mouth shut, choking on doubt. I knew we were fading, still played along like a soft sung lie in a goodbye song. She didn't run, she didn't slam the door, took the long way like love deserved more. And I just stood there frozen and still, watching her leave me backwards in her heels. No thunder, no fight, just a breeze through the blinds. She paused at the corner like reading goodbye lines. She glanced at the photo that hung in the hall, one tear in her eye, then no look at all. She moved like a dancer, silent but loud, every click of her steps echoing make her feel, leaving behind her backwards in her heels. I didn't stop her, didn't make a scene, just let her go like it meant nothing to me. Truth is I've broken that quiet reveal, couldn't say stay, couldn't keep it real. She didn't rush, didn't beg me to care, took the slow road like love was still there. And I just watched her locked in the spill of time, moving backward in her high-heeled will. If pain had a rhythm, she walked to the beat, each step away making our story complete. She gave me a chance, just not out loud, and I failed her in silence, too scared, too proud. I didn't stop her, didn't hold tight, let her walk slowly into the night. I knew we were over, had nothing to steal, but damn it hurt watching her go in those heels. She didn't turn back, didn't need one more word, left like a memory too quiet to be heard. And I stood in the wreckage, too numb to feel, while she walked away backwards in her heels. You stirred the cream but didn't drink it, eyes on the floor like secrets sinking. Your hand was near but not reaching mine. I read the silence line by line, left at a joke you didn't hear. I spoke but you were nowhere near. The room was loud with what we lacked. You smiled like you weren't coming back. You folded your napkin real slow, like you had nowhere else to go. But your heart had already left the scene, and I just watched you in between. Coffee got cold, so did we. Your eyes stopped holding on to me. We said nothing, but it felt like goodbye. No storm, no tears, just a quiet sky. I should have begged you not to leave, but I let you go so silently. Coffee got cold, so did we. Just two strangers in warm memories, drifting slow like falling leaves. You checked your phone like it held truth, dodging my gaze like I was proof of all the love you used to feel, now gone like sugar that doesn't heal. You rose but took your time to stand, like part of you still held my hand. But your footsteps whispered through my chest. She took the long way out and left. I knew it long before that day, but never found the words to say. So I just watched you walk away, like love should end that quiet way. Coffee got cold, so did we. The warmth faded from you and me. No final fight, no shattered scene, just silence where our hearts had been. I should have said what you meant to me, but I let you go so willingly. Coffee got cold, so did we. Like a slow fade on a screen, left behind in yesterday's dream. Now I sit alone, still in that chair. Your perfume lingers in the air, replaying words I never spoke, wishing I had held you close. You didn't run, you didn't cry, you just left without goodbye. And I kept sipping on regret, in the quiet you never forget. Coffee got cold, so did we. Frozen hearts where heat should be. I said nothing and you said less, but silence screamed our last caress. for what used to be, but I let you leave so easily. Coffee got cold, so did we. Love don't always break, it sometimes fades, just like coffee left too long in the shade. You stirred your drink like you were drawing circles. In the silence I felt every word you wouldn't say. Your eyes kept finding every exit sign, but you stayed seated like you lost your way. I smiled like nothing's breaking, but my chest was holding thunder low. You said maybe next week without meaning, but baby, we both know. You lingered in the doorway like goodbye had weight to throw. I bit my tongue till it bled truth, 'cause I already know. Don't ask if I'm alright, I ain't. Don't say we'll talk soon, it's too late. You left without leaving, slow and soft. 1 foot out, but the soul got lost. Don't ask if this still feels like home. Don't ask, baby, I already know. She took the long way out, but she was gone before the night fell down. Every smile was staged, every kiss was cold. Don't ask, I already know. You packed your silence like it was fragile, wrapped it in excuses and thin white lies. I watched you fold your laughter neatly and tuck it somewhere behind eyes. The candles burned but gave no heat. The room had ghosts in every glow. I whisper please but not aloud, 'cause I already know. You brushed my arm like memory, not love, not need, not hope. And every breath you didn't take said more than what you wrote. Don't ask if I'm alright, I ain't. Don't say we'll talk soon, it's too late. You left without leaving, slow and soft. 1 foot out, but the soul got lost. Don't ask if this still feels like home. Don't ask, baby, I already know. She took the long way out, but she was gone before the night fell down. Every smile was staged, every kiss was cold. Don't ask, I already know. Now the bed still feels too wide, and the air still holds your ghost. But I'd rather feel the ache alone than beg a love that hurts the most. So take your time, walk slow. Just don't pretend I didn't see the way you faded inch by inch out of love, out of me. She took the long way out with every mile. She dropped her vow, love don't always leave with slams and shouts. Sometimes it's just the silence loud. So don't ask if I'll be fine tomorrow. Don't ask, I already know. She grabbed her coat from the hallway chair, didn't look back like I wasn't there. Keys in hand, but time stood still. I watched her leave without the will to say the words stuck in my chest. The silence louder than the rest. Every shadow felt too wide, and I still couldn't pick a side. I knew she wasn't just clear in her mind. There was meaning in the way she took her time. Every step was a goodbye, even without a single perfume still filled the air, but her presence vanished like she was never there. I replayed it all 1,000 times, the things I said and left behind. I should have begged her not to go, but something told me she already knew. So love don't leave with rage and fire, sometimes it walks out calm and tired. She didn't need to break me with a scream. Her silence cut sharper than any scene. Every step was a goodbye. Even without a single word I recognized, she let her silence testify. And I just stood there paralyzed. Every step was a goodbye. No slammed doors, no raised voice, just the weight of her quiet choice. No tears fell from her eyes, but still I felt the final line. Maybe love ends just like it begins, softly, slowly, from deep within. No need for thunder or one last fight, just a heart fading out of the light. She took the long way out, but every mile was spelled in doubt. And though she never said goodbye, I heard it in every step. Every step was a goodbye. You move like silence on a crowded street, keys in your hand but not ready to leave. Your eyes were searching for a softer place, but all we had was time we couldn't retrace. I felt the goodbye in your every pause, but I stayed quiet, afraid of what it cost. You were fading in slow motion, like colors bleeding from devotion. Every step you took was a question mark, but I stayed frozen in the dark. And I couldn't ask you to stay, even though I died that day. You poured your coffee like a farewell note, the steam between us one final ghost. I knew the words but not how to say. How do you stop love from walking away? I watched your shadow stretch across the floor. laced your shoes like you weren't in a rush. Your hands slow dance around that paper cup. No sudden moves, no final scene, just silence heavy on the in-between. And I watch the clock but not your eyes, afraid they tell me your last goodbye. You smile like nothing broke beneath, but the hush was louder than your grief. You left like a whisper, no door slammed shut, no fight, no fire, just a quiet cut. I stayed frozen, didn't make a sound while you faded out, gone without sound, gone without sound, yeah. You didn't cry, didn't turn around, gone without sound, like we never had a song to sing out loud. Your steps trace patience on the floor, like you hoped I'd speak before you reached the door. But I bit my tongue, held back the tide. My truth got lost in foolish pride. Your silence spoke 1,000 things, like how goodbye sometimes barely stings when it's whispered slow through parted lips and sealed with one last phantom kiss. You left like a whisper, no door slammed shut, no fight, no fight, just a quiet cut. I stayed frozen, didn't make a sound while you faded out, gone without sound, gone without sound, oh. No echo left, no final round, gone without sound, like love packed up and left this town. If I could rewind just one goodbye, I'd speak the truth I let pass by. But now you're just a ghost in there, and silence is all I wear. You left like a whisper, no door slammed shut, no fire, no storm, just a gentle cut. I was there but never brave aloud. Now you're gone without sound, gone without sound. No trace, no crown, gone without sound. Like a dream I never wrote down. She moves slow like the hands of time, tracing the edge of her coffee line. Eyes on the door, not meeting mine. I felt the way but stayed in line. Fingers fidgeting with her empty cup. Try to speak but I just froze up. The words were there but buried deep. I let the silence start to speak. I should have asked, I should have begged, but my lips stayed sealed instead. She looked at me like I was gone, though I never said a single wrong. The silence said enough, didn't need no storm, no push, no bluff. She took the long way out the door, but I knew she wasn't mine. sound. Heels fading, she won't turn around. No long speech, no last embrace, just echoes filling up the space. I watch her disappear in grace, like autumn leaves that know their place. No bitter words, no slamming doors, just quiet truth I can't ignore. Could've reached, but I stay still. Love don't leave with loud goodwill. She walked away with steady breath, like goodbye had nothing left. The silence said enough. Didn't need no storm, no push, no bluff. She took the long way out the door, but I knew she wasn't mine no more. No tears, no fights, just hush, like love fell down and turned to dust. Her silence said enough.
No flare, no scream, no crashing stuff. Just cold like coffee, left untouched. She didn't flinch, she didn't rush. Her silence said, and I knew it for a while. Every smile she gave was half a mile, but I kept playing blind, hoping love would change its mind.
Now I'm here with this empty cup, replaying words I never brought up. But in her stillness, in that hush, her silence said enough. She tied her shoes so slow that night, like each loop held a piece of goodbye. Keys in hand, but she paused at the door. No storm outside, but my heart hit the floor. She didn't raise her voice, didn't drop a tear, just silence that screamed what I didn't wanna hear. I watched her shadow stretch down the hall. No slam, no fight, no final call. She left like she'd rehearsed it well, and I sat there trapped inside myself. I heard her leaving my chest. No words, no fuss, just the echo she left. Her footsteps spoke what her lips suppressed. I stayed frozen, couldn't protest. I didn't say a word, though I should've confessed. Yeah, I heard her leaving my chest. She didn't need to say it out loud. Her silence tore the ceiling down. I felt the break inside my breath. When she walked away, I heard her leaving my chest. The coffee cooled untouched on the table, like us undone, too far from stable. She looked back once, eyes unreadable. A final frame, now irretrievable. I wanted to reach to say something right, but pride wrapped my tongue too tight. I watched her shadow fade down the hall. No turning back, no pleading call, just the creak of a door closing slow, and all the words I'll never show. I heard her leaving my chest. No tears, no screams, just the ache she left. My silence spoke more than I'd guessed. I stayed still, too scared to contest. I didn't say a thing, though my heart confessed. Yeah, I heard her leaving my chest. No note, no blame, no second round, just footsteps swallowed by I knew we were ending but didn't dare shout. Now her quiet stillness haunts me loud, like thunder hiding in a cloud. She didn't need to say it out loud. Her silence tore the ceiling down. I felt the break inside my breath. When she walked away, I heard her leaving my chest. She stood by the mirror, fixing her coat. Didn't cry, didn't shout, just cleared her throat. Keys in her hand, silence in the air. I saw the ending, but I sat in that chair. Her perfume faded, slow like a song. Felt like I blinked and she was already gone. She took the long way out, but made it look light. And I just sat there, swallowing goodbye. If I had one more chance, I'd say the words I never spoke, but my mouth stayed frozen like I was made of smoke. I just watched her walk away. No thunder, no plea to make her stay. All the love we built just slipped that day. And I just watched her walk away. Not a scream, not a tear inside, only echoes of a fading light. She didn't run, didn't beg me to fight. She just walked out quiet, polite. The door clicked soft like a final chord, and my heart beat louder than it ever roared. She left her mug half full with time. Even that felt more whole than this goodbye. The shadows lingered where her smile used to be, and every corner whispered she left free. She didn't slam, didn't look behind, but the goodbye still wrecked my mind. If I could rewind, I'd pull her back with both my hands, but I let silence write the last of our plans. I just watched her walk away. No thunder, no plea to make her stay. All the love we built just slipped that day. And I just watched her walk away. Not a scream, not a tear inside, only echoes of a fading light. She didn't run, didn't beg me to fight. She just walked out quiet, polite. Maybe love don't end in flames or storms. Maybe it dies in the shape of norms. She folded the pain inside her coat and left behind every word I never wrote. Not a scream, not a tear inside, only echoes of a fading light. She didn't run, didn't beg me to fight. She just walked out quiet, polite. And I just watched her walk away. She moved a little slower than she used to do, paused at the doorway like she almost knew. My eyes were begging her to turn around, but my lips just froze, couldn't make a sound. Coffee steamed between us, untouched and cold, chasing memories that were getting old. She wore goodbye like her favorite coat, and I sat drowning in the words I never spoke. She didn't cry, but her silence screamed, and I watched the end unravel at the seam. Thought love would fight, but it faded thin. Still I kept the truth locked deep within. I knew it but stayed quiet, like a storm that never starts a riot. Heartbeats loud, but I kept still. She left slow, but she left for real. I knew it but stayed quiet, and now I'm haunted by the silence. Could have reached, could have tried, but I just let her say goodbye. She took the long way out. I let her slip through every doubt. But I never told her what I couldn't live without. Footsteps fading like a final song. Every note told me she'd be gone. I memorized the back of her head like the last page of a book I never read. The door clicked like a closing line, and I stayed sitting and wasting time. All those chances that I let go, all the please stay I didn't show. She didn't scream, but the silence did. I played it safe like some scared kid. Thought maybe silence would keep her near, but all it did was make her disappear. I knew it but stay quiet, like a fire that chose to die all quiet. Had the words, had the will, but I kept frozen, standing still. I knew it but stayed quiet. Now it echoes through the night. Should've fought, should've cried, but I just let her pass me by. She took the long way out, like she was hoping I'd shout. But I just watched her fading room. If love needs words, I gave it none. If hearts need courage, I had none. Now I live in the space between what I felt and what was seen. Every could've haunts my sleep. Every should've cuts too deep. She took the long way out. Maybe she hoped I'd chase, no doubt, but I let her leave, and that's my drought. She tied her laces slow, like time was bending. I watched her reach for the door, pretending she forgot her phone. But we both knew that goodbye was the only thing left to do. The clock on the wall didn't make a sound, but every second weighed 1,000 pounds. I opened my mouth, tried to breathe her name, but silence beat me at my own game. She glanced back like the world stood still. I said more than my voice ever will. Last look, no words, just a soft retreat, like echoes fading down a quiet street. She didn't slam the door, didn't cry or shout. She took the long way out, no doubt, and I just let her go, afraid to speak. Now that silence is all that's left of me. No goodbye, no fight, just distant steps. I'm haunted by the love I never kept. Her perfume lingers in the hallway light, still dancing in the edge of night. I played brave, but I was paper thin, folded under what we could have been. I knew the ending before she knew the start, but I let the moment tear us apart. Regret don't knock, it just walks in slow, like she did that day, like the way she let go. broke, should've tried, but I just watched her pass me by. Last look, no words, still I feel the heat of love. Walking barefoot down a one-way street. She didn't slam the door, didn't cry or shout. She took the long way out, no doubt. And I just let her go, afraid to speak. Now the silence is all that's left of me. No whisper, no trace, just empty air. But I still feel her, like she's still there. Streetlights dancing on her faded jeans. She said, I'll take the long road home tonight. I watched her fingers tremble on her keys, but I still didn't ask if we were alright. She moved slow, like time was running scared. Each step a silence I couldn't bear, but I played the part like I didn't care. Kept my lips shut in the midnight air. I could've reached, could've tried, but my pride and fear sat side by side. She didn't cry, didn't scream, just left me stranded in a half-dead dream. Midnight didn't save us, it just watched her fade. Took the long way out while I stayed afraid. Could've stopped her, could've begged her stay, but I let love die in the softest way. And she never looked back once, not even when the wind called her name. I stood still like a ghost in the frame while she disappeared without blame. Coffee on the table turned ice cold. Her lipstick mark on porcelain told more truth than all the things we left unsaid. Love starved and silence got fed. She didn't say goodbye, just sighed as if goodbye had already died. And I wore my silence like a crown, let the kingdom of us burn down. Could've reached, could've tried, but my pride and fear sat side by side. She didn't cry, didn't scream, just walked away from a broken dream. Midnight didn't save us, it just stood and stared. Watched a love unravel, no one dared repair. Could've chased her, could've begged her stay, but I let love slip in the quietest way. And she never looked back once, not even when the sky lost its flame. I stood frozen in my own shame while she vanished, whispering my name. Now the room still smells like her perfume, and echoes hold her last goodbye. I replay the moment she left the room, wishing I'd found the strength to try. Midnight didn't save us, it just wrote our end. She walked the long way out, not even a bend. Could've loved her louder, could've asked her to stay, but I watched her leave in the softest way. And she never looked back once, no trail, no trace, no flame. Now I live in the space she left unnamed. Midnight came, but love never stayed. You reached for your keys like it hurt to hold on. The silence in the room was was 10 years long. Your shadow moved slow like goodbye in disguise, but I stayed frozen, lost in your eyes. There was thunder, but no storm. There was distance, though you were warm. I could have begged you, but my lips stayed sealed, 'cause some truths cut too deep to be revealed. Not a word, still everything. Your quiet spoke louder than any scream. You left like a whisper that still stings. I watch love leaving faded dreams. No door slammed, no crying scene, just the echo of what we used to mean. You didn't have to say a thing, not a word, still everything. You looked at the floor more than you looked at me, like memories were spilled there, haunting your feet. Every step you took was soaked in grace, but every step erased your place. I saw our story flicker in your glance, like a movie that won't get a second chance. I had 1,000 lines rehearsed to fight, but I let you go without a single light. Not a word, still everything. Your quiet spoke louder than any scream. You left like a whisper that still stings. I watch love leaving faded dreams. No door slammed, no crying scene, just the echo of what we used to mean. You didn't have to say a thing, not a word, still everything. I screamed inside where you couldn't hear. I reached for you, but not sincere. You took the long way out, slow and kind, but the ending hit like you changed your mind. I stayed behind where silence lives, in the part of love that no one forgives. No door slam, no crying scene, just the echo of what we used to mean. I'm haunted by your quiet wings, not a word, still everything. She laced her shoes like it was just routine. No storm in her voice, no tears on the screen. I watched her folding up pieces of us, quiet goodbye in the shape of her touch. Coffee went cold, I never took a sip. Her silence louder than a sinking ship. She gave me a look that held no fight, and somehow that hurt more than the night. I should've begged, should've said don't go, but my mouth froze while my heart said no. She didn't slam the door, didn't scream a thing. She just left like she meant everything. She took the long way out, slow and soft, like she didn't want the world to know she'd lost. I knew we were ending, but I stayed still, watching love walk out against my will. She didn't say much, but I heard it all. Every step she took felt like a fall. I breathed in deep, but I stayed unheard, one breath behind her, without a word. No rain, no cries, no shattered glass, just the hush of something that couldn't last. One breath behind, just like a ghost. Too late to hold what I wanted most. The chair she pushed in still slightly turned. Her perfume lingered like lessons unlearned. There were no lies, no final fight, just absence bleeding into the night. Could've chased, could've pulled her gone. I should have broken all the quiet rules. Told her I still love her like a fool, but I sat like a statue made of doubt while she found her way back out. She took the long way out, slow and soft, like she didn't want the world to know she'd lost. I knew we were ending, but I stayed still, watching love walk out against my will. She didn't say much, but I heard it all. Every step she took felt like a fall. I breathed in deep, but I stayed unheard, one breath behind her, without a word. No thunder, no dramatic goodbye, just the sound of love learning how to die. One breath behind, heart wrapped in frost. She left quiet and I knew I'd lost. And now I replay every step she made, each one whispering the price I paid. I saw it coming but said no line. Now her shadow's the only sign. One breath behind her, frozen still, a moment missed, a shattered will. One breath behind her, I let her fade, and silence was the choice I made. Shattered her laces slow like she had time to spare. Folded her coat, placed it down with care. No storm outside, but something filled the air. And I just sat there pretending not to stare. She asked me things we used to talk about, like where the light falls through the trees, no doubt. But her voice was softer, like distant sounds. I nodded, smiled, afraid to break the ground. Her eyes were speaking louder than the room. I felt the silence stretching out too soon. She lingered by the door, waiting for a cue, but I just bit my tongue and let the moment through. Paused goodbyes, hanging in the air, no tears, no fights, just a vacant stare. She walked like she was hoping I'd call her back, but I froze, watching her fade into the black. Every second held its breath, every step a quiet death, and I let her go in that hush so wide. Paused goodbyes, no place left to hide. I memorized her footsteps on the floor. Each echo was a whisper I ignored. My heart knew long before my mouth complied. The love was packing with her side by side. She looked back once, then quickly turned, like touching flames she knew would burn. A half smile played like she rehearsed it twice, a soft retreat with no roll of dice. There was still time to rewrite the end, but silence stood where I should have been. I could have stood and asked her to remain, but I let her carry all the pain. Paused goodbyes, nothing left to say, just her outline slipping away. She took the long road, hoping I'd run, but I stayed seated, speaking none. Every second held its breath, every step a quiet death. She waited for a sign, a reason to try, but I gave a paused goodbye. Now I live in that moment's freeze, where love collapsed without a breeze. I replay that silence on repeat, my words still sitting at my feet. Pause goodbyes, the soft this kind of scream. No closure, no fight, just a dying dream. She wanted me to break the spell, but I stayed locked inside my shell. Every second held its breath, every step a quiet death. And though she never said the word, her leaving still echoes unheard. Your keys didn't jingle like they used to do. No echo in the hallway, just your perfume. You linger near the doorway, hand on frame. Tried to smile, but it never came. I felt the end before you said goodbye, but I bit my tongue and let it slide. You took the long way out, slow like time. Didn't slam a door, didn't cross a line. I watched you fade without a sound. No thunder, no warning, just pulling down my world in silence without a shout. You left quiet as a raindrop falling out. And I didn't stop you, no I didn't stop you, even though I wanted to. Clock kept ticking, didn't look my way. Your shadow danced in the window pane. I knew the words but my lips stayed closed. Love like ours, it don't decompose. It erodes, I memorized your back, your final pulse. Still sat still like I didn't know. You took the long way out, soft and slow. No tears, just distance you let grow. Each step you took, a breath of loss. No screaming match, just quiet cost. My chest was screaming, but I stayed devout. You left quiet as a raindrop fading out. And I didn't stop you, no I didn't stop you, even though I wanted to. If love dies loud, why did ours go hush? Like leaves and fall like dust on brush. Was it kinder not to speak at all, or just fear disguised as self-control? You took the long way out, no turning head, no final kiss, no words unsaid. You slipped through the silence, we both design a slow motion ending undefined. You broke us softly without a shout, left quiet as a raindrop, no doubt. And I didn't stop you, no I didn't stop you, even though I needed to. Quiet as a raindrop, you fell away too true. She walked slow like the world was heavy, keys in her hand but no plan to leave steady. I watched the clock, watched her eyes, but every second felt like a quiet goodbye. No raised voice, no shattered glass, just silence thick like a storm that wouldn't pass. I held my tongue, thought love would win, but love was a whisper she locked deep within. And I knew, yeah, I knew from the way she lingered by the door, but had nothing left to say. She ran out of reasons to stay, like the light faded out of our yesterday. No fight, no scream, just drifting away. She ran out of reasons to stay. coat still hung where it always did, but she wore distance like a secret she hid. I smiled like everything was still okay, while she was already 10 miles away. We kissed last week like strangers do. No fire, no spark, just going through the motions of love, cold on repeat, while her heart packed its bags beneath the sheets. And I knew from her pace she was already gone, just not out of this place. She ran out of reasons to stay, like summer escaping a sky gone gray. No blame, no lies, just slipping away. She ran out of reasons to stay. No slam of the door, no final cliche, just silence that echoed the words we couldn't say. I could've begged, I could've cried, but I just sat still, too proud to try. And maybe she waited for one last plea, but I stayed quiet, so she set herself free. And I knew from her shoes turned toward the street, she was done paying dues. She ran out of reasons to stay, like morning breaking through endless gray. No storm, no flame, just floating away. She ran out of reasons to stay. Now the silence still sleeps in this room each day, where she ran out of reasons to stay.
She tied her scarf like it was Sunday grace. Took her time with every move she made. Keys in hand but lingered near the door, like she hoped I'd say don't go, but I stayed unsure. She looked back twice, maybe 3 times more, each second stretching longer than before. But I just stared into my empty cup. The words were there but they never stood up. She gave me space to stop her, but silence filled the air. My heart was shouting louder, but my lips just didn't dare. Took the long way out, step by step, so slow, dragging goodbye like a shadow in the glow. I could've reached, I could've called her name, but I let her go and I carried the blame. She took the long way out, didn't slam no door, just faded like the moon when the sun's more. Love didn't die, it just slipped through doubt. She took the long way out, and I just watched her leave. Not a storm, not a scream, just a quiet kind of grief, where the silence starts to bleed. Her footsteps didn't echo, but I still heard them clear, like memories, rhythm tapping in my ear. No goodbye, no final tearful plea, just a soft retreat from what we used to be. The air was thick with everything unsaid, 100 chances left for dead, and maybe love was on the line, but I let her drift between the signs. Just the quiet kind of grief, where the silence starts to bleed. If leaving was a question, she asked it with her pace, and I answered wrong by looking at her face, hoping love would speak, but it stood behind fear. Now all I have is the echo I hear. Still I just watched her leave, like a slow falling leaf. No fight, no final plea, just the cost of letting leave. And I just watched her leave. Not a storm, not a scream, just a quiet kind of grief, where the silence starts to bleed. She took the long way out. 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 She stirred a drink like time stood still. No rush, no tears, just calm and chill. I reached for words, but none would come. The silence louder than a beating drum. Her lipstick barely touched the glass. A moment hanging meant to pass. She smiled like she was somewhere else, and I just watched her lose herself. I should have asked her where it hurt. Should have begged before it got worse, but I just let her slip through the haze, frozen in my empty gaze. The exit was in her eyes, long before she said goodbye. She didn't run, she didn't cry, just faded slow like evening sky. I knew it deep but said no line. She left me standing mute in time. The exit, it was in her eye. No slam, no storm, just drifting light. She left like shadows leaving night. She talked in riddles, soft and low, not asking me to stop her go. And I played dumb, afraid to feel, pretending silence might somehow heal. The spoon spun once, then came to rest. She placed it down like laying regrets. Her hands were steady, but her soul had already let me go. I should have begged her not to fade, should have reached through that barricade, but I just nodded, played my part, while she walked out with half my heart. The exit was in her eyes, long before she said goodbye. She didn't run, she didn't cry, just slipped away beneath the sky. I knew it, but I played it blind. She left a silence wrapped in time. The exit, it was in her eyes. No flames, no fights, no shattered lines, just truth I saw but kept confined. She gave me chances wrapped in grace, each one I let drift into space. And now her memory's all I hold, a ghost that feels too warm, too cold. I should have said, please don't go, but my lips chose not to show the fear, the ache, the crashing tide. It all got lost behind my pride. The exit was in her eyes, a quiet storm she didn't hide. She didn't shout, she didn't plead, just took the long way slow and clean. And now I sit with all the signs of
no trace, no last goodbyes, just the echo of her eyes.
She moved like she was looking for the exit, but smiled like nothing hurt at all. Packed her silence in a suitcase, left it leaning by the wall. I could feel the words inside me, but my throat just wouldn't move. She was already fading, long before she left the room. I should've begged her just to stay, but my pride got in the way. Frozen lips and heavy hands, watched her walk, couldn't make a stand. I didn't cry, I didn't plead, just watched her take the air I breathe. Step by step she disappeared from me, and I loved her until she was a memory. Now she's gone in every frame, even the shadows know her name. I kept still while she set me free, and I loved her until she was a memory. She left a scent in the hallway and a laugh in the mirror's glass. I play her voice in slow motion, like a film stuck in the past. She looked back but I stayed silent, afraid my heart would speak too loud. So I stood there still pretending that she'd turn back around. I should've fought to make her mine, but I let her drift outside the lines. Watched her love just slip like sand from the corners of my hands. I didn't cry, I didn't plead, just watched her take the air I breathe. Step by step she disappeared from me, and I loved her until she was a memory. Now she's gone in every frame, even the shadows know her name. I kept still while she set me free, and I loved her until she was a memory. Maybe silence ain't always strength, maybe goodbye needs to be said, but I let her go without a sound, and now I talk to her in my head. Every I love you I never spoke burns like pages left unread. Now she's gone but lingers deep in the corners of my sleep. I stayed quiet, couldn't let her see that I loved her until she was a memory. Yeah, I loved her until she was a memory.
She moved like time was bending slow, sipping on silence, eyes on the glow of neon signs that flickered lies, but I knew that looked a long goodbye. Her fingers danced around the glass like she was tracing all our past. No fight, no storm, just still retreat, and I stayed frozen in my seat. She didn't say I'm leaving now, but her smile was packed somehow. I felt the echo in my spine, but played it off like we were fine. She vanished in the vibe, no door slammed shut, just slipped through the mood like smoke from a cut. No thunder in her steps, no tears too bright. She left without a scene, just vanished in the vibe. No lines, no cues, no closing scene, just the air she used to breathe. And I knew, but said nothing. The room kept playing mellow tunes, like background whispers in monsoon. I caught my words before they fell, 'cause speaking truth would break the spell. She looked around like searching peace in shadows cast from memories. One last glance, soft and slow, told me everything I needed to know. She didn't beg for me to chase, no tremble left upon her face, but something told me in her sway this wasn't just a drift. She walked away. She vanished in the vibe, no slamming sound, just slipped to the hush without a countdown. No train, no plane, no reason to prescribe. She faded in her grace, just vanished in the vibe. No cry, no plea, no whispered plea, just a ghost inside of me. And I knew, but I stayed mute too. I could have stopped her with one word, but I let silence be what she heard. Truth was heavy, lips too tight, so she left me in the velvet night. She vanished in the vibe like heat in haze, gone before I could rephrase. No script, no act, no final draft. She dissolved into the scene, just vanished in the vibe. Now it's echoes in the chair, her perfume still in the air. And I knew, but said nothing new. She laced up her shoes like she wasn't in a rush. Eyes on the door, but her soul stayed hush. Keys in her hand, she let the silence talk. One step, then two, but it felt like a walk. The clock didn't tick, but I felt time bleed. Words on my tongue that I never set free. She didn't cry and I didn't ask. Guess we both knew this love wouldn't last. I watched her fade like a record wearing thin. No background music, just the echo within. She's walking without a soundtrack, no goodbye track, playing in the back, left no melody, just quiet in her tracks. She took the long way out, never looking back. No outro, no fade, just the hush that stayed. I didn't say don't go, so I watched her go slow. She passed the photo frame like it had no weight, didn't flinch at the memories we used to create. The light on the porch didn't flicker goodbye, just another night without reasons to try. Thought maybe she'd stop, maybe turn and smile, but she kept going, mile after mile. Truth is I knew deep in my bones, sometimes love leaves without slamming doors. She didn't hum, didn't curse, didn't sing, just footsteps soft like forgotten strings. She's walking without a soundtrack, no sweet refrain, no emotional playback, left no chords, just shadows in her tracks. She took the long way out, never looked back. No chorus to rewind, no bridge we could find. I didn't say please stay, so she walked anyway. If I had spoken up, would it change the scene? Would there be a song where the silence had been? But maybe some goodbyes don't need a shout, maybe they just find a slower route. She's walking without a soundtrack, just the hush of love that slipped through the cracks, left no verses, no lines to unpack. She took the long way out, heart still intact. She moved like silence in the hallway light. No slamming doors, no need to fight. The clock kept ticking, but we froze in time. Her suitcase didn't echo, just the end of the line. Coffee untouched, the steam had died. She didn't cry, she didn't lie. Just packed the memories left behind the frames. And in that moment I knew things wouldn't be the same. I watched her go without a sound. My voice was gone, though thoughts were loud. 1,000 things I meant to say, but I just let her walk away. She X'd out my name in her eyes, like erasing stars from blackened skies. No need for words, no long goodbyes, just silence louder than our fights. She X'd out my name in her eyes, and I stood still, paralyzed. No take care, no wait for me, just a look that set me free. But freedom never felt this tight. I lost her in that quiet night. Her perfume lingered in the sheets, ghost of a smile haunting me. I thought love ends in flames or screams, but ours dissolved in broken dreams. I should have begged, should have said stay, but all my pride got in the way. The truth was heavy in her breath. She didn't speak it, I knew the rest. She X'd out my name in her eyes. No promises, no final tries. Just walked like she had made her peace, while I fell down in one slow piece. She X'd out my name in her eyes, like we were never intertwined. No remember, no regrets, just quiet roads and silhouettes. She didn't slam the closing door, but it's not home here anymore. I replayed that look 1,000 times, searching for a flicker, a single sign, but she was already miles away. Though she left just yesterday, she X'd out my name in her eyes, like faded ink on love's disguise. She didn't whisper our goodbye, but I read it when she passed me by. She X'd out my name in her eyes, and I'm still trapped in that goodbye. You were brushing your hair like it mattered more than the silence growing on the bedroom floor. I felt the tremble, but I played it still. Love don't vanish loud, it fades until you wore your goodbye in slow motion eyes. No suitcase, just a soul saying its final lie. You said nothing, but left everything. The light in the room, the echo in spring, a scent on my shirt, a key on the chair. It's louder than shouting that you won't be there. You walked out soft, like a whispered crime. Took the long way out, but you were gone in time. You smiled too long when I asked you okay, but I knew truth don't act that way. Your fingers danced on your coffee cup.
not to hold, just to give it up. I should have begged you with all my breath, but silence can sound like consent to death. You said nothing but left everything a ghost in the hall, a song I won't sing. You never slammed doors, you never threw blame, but baby, absence can scream my name. Your shadow stay long after you'd gone. That's how quiet turns into a song. Now the walls are talking with your perfume. My hands still reach for your shape in the gloom. And every I love you I never said plays back in loops inside my head. You said nothing but left everything a past full of echoes and phones that won't ring. Your footprint stayed where your heart used to be, and silence turned into my enemy. You walked away slow, like you needed the ache. She took the long way out, but left me wide awake.
You laced your shoes a little slower than you had to. Checked your phone like it might change the truth. I watched you gather pieces of your silence, like you were folding every part of me too. I saw it all but stayed in place. Your goodbye was written on your face. No dramatic line, no final plea, just distance growing steadily. You didn't say a single thing, but somehow it said everything. Each step away was loud and clear, even though you stayed so near. No need for tears or shattered cries. You gave me a full goodbye with 0 words, just one last sigh. No sound, just the ache. No fight, no hearts to break. You left like a breeze through the blinds. 0 words, full goodbye. The mug you left still held your print. The room went quiet where you had been. You brushed the doorway like a ghost. No flash, no storm, just letting go. Your coat hung still for one more beat, as if it knew you'd never repeat. I memorized your exit frame, even though you never said my name. Zero words, full goodbye. I should have stopped you, said a line, but silence meant your perfect crime. It hurt more soft than loud goodbyes. You whispered never, without a try. No sound, just the ache. No plea, no time to remake. You left like a shadow in light. Zero words, full goodbye. Still echoes in me every night. Zero words, full goodbye.